Democrats are flipping en masse on Jasmine Crockett, and the chain reaction could shatter that whole game plan. Tonight, we're following a paper trail from Paxton's legal hammer to Crockett's public meltdowns. And the question isn't if the Democrats are in trouble, it's how deep the crack really goes. Here, you see Ken Paxton just went from warning shots to a full-blown political airstrike. Filing to declare 13 Democrat seats vacant isn't just a legal move, it's a message. If you walk out of Texas, Texas will walk you out the office. I think that's a pretty fair exchange. Now, here's the part they don't want you thinking about. This isn't just about maps or seats. This is about showing voters, especially black voters right now, who feel abandoned by everything that they see and take place, that someone is finally calling out politicians who vanish when it's actually time to put in the work. And if you think that's making Democrats sweat, wait. Just wait until you see what happens when the cameras caught them in the middle of their own quorum stunt.
Vote on new district maps. Well, only 12 Democrats are needed to create a quorum. We're about to find out if they have them there. That is the minimum number of lawmakers needed to hold a vote. For more on this, we're going to send it out to Brooke Taylor, live in Austin, Texas, with the very latest on this. Brooke, what are we hearing so far? We're looking at a board. Have the Democrats come back? Do they have the 12?
Well, right now we are waiting for that roll call to happen at any moment, as you mentioned. To give you some perspective, the chamber is to the right of us right now. You have those House members who are inside, and they're about to see whether there are enough Democrats right now to meet the quorum. So in order to meet that, there has to be 100 members present. There are 88 Republicans, so they need 12 Democrats to show up. Republicans have fired off a lot of threats the last few days to bring back the dozens of Texas House Democrats who fled to blue states to block that redistricting vote, including removing them from office, arrest warrants, and the FBI assisting to track them down. Still, Democrats, though, are not backing down. We spoke to Representative James Tallarico. He fled to Chicago and says he is staying there. He is not here today and says he'll be there for the 2-week special session. And guys, we just have breaking news right now from inside that they do not have enough Democrats to meet that quorum. And I could tell you from talking to Republicans today, this was really no surprise. They did not expect it, although, of course, that's what they hoped for. As I mentioned, there are a lot of threats from those Republicans. So now the question is whether they are going to enforce them and what happens next in terms of any punishment for not meeting that deadline. Governor California Gavin Newsom is going to hold a press conference later today, and other California leaders are going to join him. But again, breaking news right now, not enough.
That makes absolutely no sense. No quorum, no votes, no accountability. Democrats love to preach representation, but when it's time to represent, they hop on a plane to another state. Let's represent, right? And let's keep it real. This is a tactic that's super old. It's an old tactic, man. They've used it in Wisconsin and North Georgia, anywhere they can dodge a loss. But in Texas, it's backfiring with the very voters they count on. Black Texans tired of being told that they are fighting for them. Well, they're actually sipping lattes in Chicago. And speaking of optics, though, while they're hiding from the chamber, Jasmine Crockett is out here hiding from reality.
Jasmine Crockett decided to take it upon herself to let everybody know that Donald Trump is a piece of shit. And I'm here to let you know firsthand. If you don't go get your lazy ass the fuck up out of here looking like Forrest Whitaker. Ain't no...
Oh, what just happened? I'm sorry, y'all.
Nobody's trying to hear that shit. It's not like you the smartest. We all know how you and AOC got that job. Does this woman have kids? Is she married? Jesus Christ. What you gonna find a fucking husband and have some goddamn kids? What's more shocking about this situation is that this is a congresswoman that unfortunately represents Texas. Guys, bear with us. We trying to get these motherfuckers up out of here. It's an embarrassing situation because, like I said, this is a congresswoman that's disrespecting the presidency. You don't gotta like him. You can hate him, but you gotta respect the presidency. This motherfucker won by a landslide. Even when you all tried to cheat and tarnish his name, tarnish the brand, manipulate society, he still won. You try to take him out a few times, but guess what? God said, I need to protect this motherfucker. Get this man alone and let him do the next 3.5 years. He's been doing a wonderful job. What is your fucking issue? you. Black women, I got a serious question. What have Jasmine Crockett did for you
Ooh.
to make your life better? I don't mean on the emotional side. I mean literally fucking better. Besides sit in the goddamn council seat and talk shit all day.
Ooh. My guy right here. I'll make sure I leave a link to y'all to follow him. But there's a difference between disagreeing with a president and disrespecting the presidency for sure. Clear difference. You don't have to love Trump at all, but calling him that on a public stage, that's not strength, man. We know that this is nothing but theater. And here's the irony to all that. The language doesn't hurt Trump. It actually boosts him. It does. We see this every single time. Every time they try to demonize Donald Trump in some capacity, it always lifts his ratings, his popularity. And black voters are watching, all this thinking, you can throw insults all day, but, where's the plan? Like, where's the blueprint for all this? Like, where's the results? Crockett isn't winning points. She's proving the critics right now. And when people start pulling receipts where she came from, ooh, it gets a little uglier.
And so I want people to see him and understand who he is. This is a person that has a problem with people of color, period. I don't care how many black MAGA out there with their hats.
She said they hat.
I don't care how many black MAGA out there with their hats.
Ma'am, you weren't born in Texas. You weren't raised in Texas. You moved here to play dress up in cowboy boots and pander to the blue districts. You're not a Texan. You're imported arrogance in a pantsuit.
Out there with their hats.
You mock black MAGA folk and say Trump supporters have low IQs, along with his entire cabinet.
Out there with their hats.
Funny thing is that that's coming from someone who says they hat instead of their hat.
Out there with their hats.
That's not Southern. That's just sloppy Ebonics. You talk down to Texas while butchering grammar, Texan nomenclature.
Out there with their hats.
And you do it on camera.
Out there with their hats.
You're not bold. You're not brilliant. You're just loud. You think barking on C-SPAN makes you a qualified person to lead? No, it makes you the latest clown in a circus of liberal frauds who hate America.
Out there with their hats.
But love them some spotlight.
Out there with their hats.
And then you talk about being on Trump's behind in 2026? Listen, lady, keep dreaming. You're not taking the House. You can barely take a coherent sentence and finish it with dignity.
Out there with their hats.
America's already clawing its way back out of the ruin your party caused. Remember the lockdowns, the lootings, the border betrayals, the war against our children? Remember the fatherless homes, the FBI investigating Catholics, the failing schools, fentanyl and fear? We remember that very clearly. That party was yours. Mm-hmm. That was you, your platform. And your ignorant elitist mouth cheered it all on.
Out there with their hats.
You can take your ratchet ghetto behavior back to where it came from. Real Texans are rebuilding while you run your mouth and mock us.
Out there with their hats.
You don't represent the South. You don't represent black excellence. You represent black gatekeeper classes, owned, paid for, and propped up by white liberal elitists. And we're done being lectured by you tourists.
Woo! Well, you're not even born in a state that you're attempting to represent. And your biggest contribution to the conversation is mocking how Texans wear their hats. You're not connecting with the people. No, not at all. You're cosplaying as their leader and voters, especially the ones flipping red. See right through that. They see that. This isn't about identity. It's about authenticity. And Crockett, fortunately, she isn't delivering, and that's backfiring. I mean, tremendously. But if you thought that was bad, a social media game is telling you, well, really telling the voters exactly where our priorities are.
Thing I know, and two things for sure, baby, they always come back. Don't call my phone, better things. Elevating, complete land. You see what I'm saying? Like, don't come back to me when your girl, whatever she was. Thing I know, and two things for sure, baby, they always come back. Don't call my phone,
one more time.
Better things. Elevating, complete land. You see what I'm saying? Like, don't come back to me when your girl, whatever she was.
Some folk go to work to pass law, And it seems like Jasmine Crockett goes to work to pass time. I mean, this is a parody, right? But it feels too close to reality. Way too close. I mean, while Texas is fighting over the future of the state, she's rehearsing for dancing with the excuses. And Democrats sit here and wonder why black voters are flipping red. I mean, because look, bro, we're just done clapping for the performance. We want results. And newsflash, Congresswoman, TikTok don't pay the bills for Texans. That ain't gonna work. And when the heat finally gets to her defense might be more revealing. Might be the most revealing thing she's ever said.
Are you a no-show boss from hell who terrorizes staffers?
Oh my goodness. Listen, I know that I have arrived, honey. That is the way that I see this, because as Beyonce says, if they're not talking about you, then obviously you must not be doing anything. You know what? This is just more slander, more nonsense, more lies. And honestly, I don't think that the New York Post would probably be the first ones to be able to figure out if I was a boss from hell. You and I were joking before we got on camera about all of the scrutiny that comes with being not only woman, but being young and being a black woman. There's a lot of scrutiny that comes my way, and it comes my way from all different angles. But when people start talking about you, that's when you know that you are obviously getting under their skin. So I am not going to give up. There's a song that I like to quote every once in a while. It says, "Your hate is my motivation." So keep hating. All it does is motivate me to continue to do what I do, which is to be loud and proud on behalf of the American people.
Loud and proud, okay. But on behalf of the American people, hell no. Instead of addressing the allegations of her staff calling her, lazy and rude, she just laughed and called it slander and blamed racism and sexism. Here's the flaw in that defense. She hired her own staff. So either she's admitting she hires racists or she just doesn't want to take the responsibility. And that's the problem. Democrats keep saying, if they're talking about you, you're doing something right. No. Sometimes they're just talking about you because maybe you're failing. Makes no sense. But just when you thought Texans had to run out of ways to turn up the heat, they went for the jugular. Forget public shaming. This time, they're hitting Democrats where it hurts. They are hitting that paycheck, y'all.
To safeguard taxpayer dollars and account for forthcoming liabilities under Rule 5, Section 3 of House Rules, which authorizes fines for members absent without leave, 30% of each quorum-breaking member's monthly operating budget will be reserved and made unavailable for expenditure. Absent members must also appear in person to approve or enact any of the following: requests for travel reimbursement, personal action requests, including those increasing or decreasing staff salaries, approval for newsletters and House of Reproduction services. Failure to appear in person will result in the cancellation of your newsletters and the encumbered funds. We have all hands on deck. We are continuing to explore new avenues to compel a quorum, and will keep pressing forward until the job is done. Finally, today, Dr. Greg Bonin will file House Bill 3, the House's priority legislation for flood recovery and infrastructure funding, developed after 25 hours of testimony from Texans whose lives were upended by the July 4th floods. To those in California, Illinois, New York, or Massachusetts, wherever you may be, hear this. The bill cannot be referred to committee without a quorum. Every hour you remain away is time stolen from those Texans in need. Each one of you knows that eventually you will come back, and we will pass the priorities of the special session on the call. But with each passing day, the political cost of your absence is rising, and it will be paid in full. For the members present, I expect everyone to be here on Monday at the absolute latest. DPS is in the field to execute these warrants. Should they lead to the civil arrest of our absent colleagues over the weekend, you are on call. You will need to be available to return to Austin with a minimum of 6 hours of notice. Members, the call of the House remains in force. Under House rules, the House may adjourn from day to day. While I will call the House to order in a pro forma session tomorrow at 11 a.m., unless you receive a call to be here tomorrow because of DPS's good work, I will provide written permission to be entered in today's journal for each member registered as present during the session to leave the chamber and return 1 p.m. Monday. Members present today do not need to return until at 1 p.m. Monday. Members present today do not need to return until Friday. Until Monday. Mr. Garrett moves the House stand adjourned until 11 a.m. Saturday. Is there any objection? Chair hears none, and the House stands adjourned.
Bing, bing.
All right. Well, this was the moment we were waiting for after those 50 Texas Democrat legislators left the state to block GOP efforts to redraw congressional lines. We know that last night, as we were just discussing, the Texas AG took legal action to enforce civil arrest warrants on those Democrats who fled to both Illinois and California. Senator John Cornyn says the FBI has also agreed to help state and local law enforcement on this issue to locate these rogue Democrats, but no quorum. Bill, is the headline. Those Democrats did not show. So this political drama continues.
And now Republicans want to hit those Democrats in the pocketbook, right? We just heard the House Speaker, Dustin Burrows, there announcing that if these Democrats want to get paid, they're going to have to come pick up their paychecks in person.
Yep.
If the ones that have fled the state remain outstanding, they don't have access to direct deposit anymore. They said they're going to take away 30% of their operating budget. That will be held back. They talked about not getting travel reimbursements, cancellation of their newsletters. So they're going to go after the pocketbooks of these Democrats who are MIA right now. And that's on top of that $500 a day fine. And you
Texas didn't just call that bluff, y'all. They emptied their pockets while they were still holding the cars. No paychecks coming y'all way at all. Fines going to be stacking by the day. Law enforcement ready to drag them back. This is what real political consequences look like. You know, all voters are seeing it. Texans are seeing it. And the Democrats who thought they could outlast the fight, they're learning the hard way. Texas always collects. It's just what it is. Same thing. I want y'all to stay loud, stay sharp, and keep your eyes on this. Follow me on X and also Rumble if you haven't already. Let me go into some of these 4X shout out. Y'all already know what coming, man. You know what I'm saying? I'm over here talking like Jasmine Crockett. You know what I'm saying? Let me type in the big 4X, hit apply, and here we are. Chaotic, you are here. Mary, you are here. We got Sherry. Oh, we got this. Look, these are literally, they are like 4X veterans, okay? But shout out to Shelly Petty, 7322, Cynthia Chappelle, 2081. Shout out to Sharpnail _music. You just got a plug right there, my guy. Eternal Soul. Yeah. Also, let me go and give some community spotlights, shout outs. Shout out to Cattle Rancher 863, Karen Hogan, Gen X Miss. Truly appreciate y'all, man. Gen X Miss. Ooh, yo, you got over 100 comments on the channel. Look, man, y'all be safe. Go check out somebody today. Quite literally be saving their life. Peace.